Hey guys, Matty Ice here, and today we are doing a quick install and review of the Westin HDX drop step. These are solid metal, and as you can see, these are kind of like opaque, kind of rough coating. I'm going to be putting these on a 2020 Chevy Colorado. As you can see, this is the work truck model. It's a crew cab as well, not the extended cab. And there's no steps on it, and it's a little bit high, and I thought these would give it quite a nice look, and it seems like the installation will be pretty easy. The dealership that I was looking at wanted close to $1,000 to put on these side steps or side rails, whatever you want to call them, and I found these on Rock Auto, and I think shipped total it was under $340, so it was a third to do it yourself, and the installation is pretty easy. They give you everything right in the package. I've started assembling some of the hardware I'm going to be using, but you basically got some M8 style bolts, long, short. You've got the little clips, those are what the bolts are going to go into. You've got washers, and then you've got lock washers. All the lock washers and washers are the same, but the long ones are used on the body, and the short ones, the M8 bolts that is, or screws, whatever you want to call them, are going to be used to attach our side rail. And then these little hangers are what you put everything on. They give you a whole bunch, they're all the same. There's no left or right or anything like that. And they just mount right to the truck with those bolts, and then you bolt directly on the side rail. So it's a pretty simple setup. And here's their little instruction sheet, and there's what they should look like at the end. As you can see, two nice little cutout steps, a long one for the driver's side, and then the shorter one on the rear side. Okay, but yeah, here's the parts list in case you guys want the actual part number that I ordered. But this will fit, it says 2015 through 2016 Colorado Canyon, but when I looked it up online, it said that this one would also fit the 2020 Colorado. And then all we're going to do when we go under the truck is remove the rubber plugs that they have in there and insert our little clip through the plug. And then when we're under there, what's actually going to happen is this will be slid through here, and then we'll be lining this up with that small hole, and then your bolt actually goes through this part into here, and this clamps what actually holds this directly on there. So it's a pretty easy setup, like I said, and I believe there's 3 per side. So we'll be doing a total of 6 of these little hangers and putting these on, and then we'll show you what it looks like underneath when we're putting this on. That's a little bit hard to see right here, but what we've got, these are the rubber plugs they're talking about. This is one of the 2 we'll have to remove. This one is right here, and the ones you're going to want are going to be right next to these small holes, just like what we saw in, sorry about that, there's people riding around today having a good time outside, but they're right next to those little holes. And then the other one, we're not going to want to remove this plug, there's nothing by it, it's going to be this one right here. So we'll have to pop this out, insert a little clip, and then pop this one out, insert clip. Okay guys, and here are those little clips in. As you can see, you want the little stubby end that's on the reverse of the clip to be inside the hole, and then this will be outside. This one went in real easy. This one, I've got this frame piece right here. This one was a nightmare. I had to really pull and bend at it to get it to go into place. The rest of them should be pretty easy, because as you can see, this would be the next one in line. Big open frame spot, no real tight spots. The one down there on that end towards the back of the truck will also be fairly easy. Now keep in mind, with the 2020 Chevy Colorado, you actually have 4 total of these mounting spots. So you have to kind of look at your bar and determine where it's going to fall. Looking at mine, I have one mounting spot on the rail that's I'm going to be putting on here, right here at the front. I have another one at the end of the driver's side step, so that would be this one right here. And then the last one will be at the very end. So this one that's right next to the driver's side rear door will not be used, so no need to pop those caps out. All right, we're gonna put on the first bracket and then we'll show you what that looks like. Okay guys, and here's our 3 mounted up. There's the second one, and then there's the third one back there. Now, it is a little bit tricky to get those in, but the first one was definitely the hardest due to the positioning of the frame, but the other ones actually went in pretty good. It's just you want to make sure that they are, loose still, so you can adjust them. You do not tighten them down until after the product has been fully mounted. So the next part is to take our bar, put it on there, and then we attach it with a washer and a lock washer. Pretty simple. It's just 6 of them on this side, 6 on the other one. So let's get this thing up there and see what it looks like. Okay, now's your time for your dry fit. When you're installing these, there's a lip on the bottom of that little bracket, so you have to kind of go in downward like this, and then you lift up to complete the install. And there's what it'll look like when it's actually installed. Now obviously it'll be level, but there's not, you can move it back and forward a little bit, but you do have to mount up where your holes mount. So I think it's going to look pretty neat. It's going to sit on there nice, and once we get the on there, it's going to really be looking clean. So all right guys, so here's the before. This is the passenger side. I haven't put these ones on yet, and then here is our after. Whew, look how nice that looks. Now one thing they don't tell you in the directions, they just say you need a ratchet to put these on, but you actually need like a standard, for this one it was a 1/2 inch ratchet, and I just used the standard, as you can see right here. And this worked perfectly on the very top of the hangers, and that was about it. The 1/2 inch standard with a regular ratchet is not sufficient enough to put on the other ones, so I switched to a long one for a couple of the bolts, and I even actually used my little extension piece, because the little pieces right here that you're actually mounting that bracket to, that's going to hold it up, those little short M8 bolts that go through, you need some extra room to get in there. There's just not enough. But when you put on these side ones right here, so let's see how they look. The nice thing is I can now step right on there, go up, and then right into the truck. Whereas before, I was kind of, getting in, I was lifting my leg up the long way and kind of sliding into the seat. So I think long term, I'll actually see, less wear and tear on the seat right there, which is a good thing. But yeah, these are really good. Look at that, it's solid. I mean, I'm shaking the whole truck. It's mounted securely. Another really nice thing, these plates right here are removable. So if you get dirt or debris under here, you can remove these, just a standard like Allen key, and those come out and you can spray this out. Without this, it's kind of just a flat texture. I wouldn't recommend rolling without this. But if you didn't really like that, I guess you could always, like spray on or put on like a rubberized coating. Maybe even put down some like, coarse material if you want some extra grip. But I think it's really nice the way it is. Those feel really good on there. And I think that looks really sharp. It holds up really nice to the body. You still got enough gap in there so it's not going to trap water, dirt, or other debris. It should all flow out, but I'm really impressed with this. So if you guys are interested, I got these again at Rock Auto, and this is going to be, I'll show you the actual box. This is the HDX drop steps, and they do include the mount kit, solid one-piece construction, and they're made of steel, 3-year warranty. But that just goes to show you, for approximately 1/3 of what the dealer wanted to install and buy the part, I bought the part and installed it myself in 20-25 minutes. It was a pretty quick process. So I think if you guys are in the market for like side rails for your car, they make lots of different models of this Westin. If you like Nerf rails, they have those. If you like these like drop steps, they have these. They even have the little individual steps. So lots of good stuff out there. I think you guys should definitely check them out. And Rock Auto, for having one of the most basic and archaic looking websites, ships really fast and seems to have excellent service, so I'm impressed so far. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. We'll catch you next time. Have a good night.